Organizations are rejecting the scaling premiums of managed cloud providers. They are pulling workloads off enterprise platforms, repatriating them to raw, low-cost bare metal servers. In July 2026, Oblien LLC introduced Openship. It promised to bridge the gap between managed convenience and self-hosted control, a zero-configuration replacement for traditional platform-as-a-service providers. The marketing focused on two specific claims: a built-in transactional mail server to remove SaaS fees, and native integration with the Model Context Protocol for AI-driven operations. The response was immediate. Within days of its launch, the repository reached the top of GitHub's trending lists, accumulating over 4,500 stars. But the momentum invited a genbutsu, a reality check. Independent engineers on the Japanese platform Zen.dev began a code-level audit, cross-referencing the project's public claims against its actual TypeScript files. Relying on viral metrics instead of verified architecture can blind technical teams to systemic single points of failure. The audit found that the platform's deployed code differed significantly from its marketing narrative. Openship operates on a consolidated control plane. Every action routes through a central HANO API. In local environments, this connects to an embedded WebAssembly PostgreSQL called PG-Lite. When the system detects production, it automatically switches to a persistent Postgres instance. However, the Git history reveals a bus factor of exactly 1. The survival of the entire platform depends on a single maintainer, Abdelhamed Mohammed, representing a concentrated risk for any production workload. This lack of depth is most apparent in the platform's AI-assisted stack detection, which claims to intelligently parse application code to determine its framework. The Genbutsu audit of the stack detector file revealed no connection to large language models. Instead, the system uses a static file extension registry to guess if an app is running on Node or Python. Masking legacy rule-based logic as artificial intelligence creates a false sense of security for administrators who expect the platform to handle edge cases automatically. Openship also claims to eliminate per-message fees by embedding a self-hosted mail server capable of supporting unlimited domains. The codebase reveals this is not a native integration. The platform merely vendors a legacy iRedMail 1.8.1 installer, which runs as an unintegrated service alongside the core engine. Major cloud providers routinely block outbound traffic on port 25. A self-hosted packet often collides with a block at the provider level. Even with perfect security records, messages from cheap VPS IPs lack sender reputation and are silently routed to spam folders. The promise of $0 email ignores the engineering hours required to monitor bounce rates and negotiate with global blacklist operators. The legal architecture of the project presents further complications. Openship launched under the claim of being open source. However, the repository initially included a Commons clause layered over an AGPL 3.0 license. This clause prohibits third parties from selling the software as a service, which moves the project from the open source category into source available. While recent metadata suggests a shift toward the Apache 2.0 license, the underlying code creates a conflict. Openship vendors the iRedMail installer, bound by GPL version 3. This creates a collision between Apache, AGPL, and GPL licenses within a single artifact. This triggers viral contamination, legally requiring surrounding proprietary to be released under identical terms. Enterprise compliance teams will typically block this architecture to prevent legal risks to their own intellectual property. Software cannot be a viable infrastructure alternative if its legal structure threatens to poison the code it is meant to host. The platform's most significant inclusion is its support for the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. This acknowledges a shift from GitOps, where humans write configuration files, to AgentOps. In this model, AI agents use conversational prompts to actively modify server infrastructure. A prompt travels through the MCP endpoint to trigger commands that alter Docker containers directly. This grants the AI agent the ability to manage the environment by tailing logs, rotating secrets, and executing rollbacks. But giving a large language model write access to production servers introduces risks that are incompatible with standard site reliability engineering. An AI hallucination or a vague prompt could result in the deletion of a production database or the exposure of environment secrets in public logs. This requires the principle of least privilege. Tokens must be read-only, allowing the AI to monitor and suggest fixes without the power to execute them. State-altering commands require human-in-the-loop verification before they are executed against a live host. While AgentOps is a growing trend, granting AI unverified agency turns a tool into a risk for production stability. Openship targets the high profit margins of managed hyperscalers by promising a Vercel-like workflow on a $10 a month server. But the hidden cost of sovereignty is that infrastructure is an operational problem, not just a code problem. If a Postgres database corrupts during a power failure, the self-hosted developer is solely responsible for the downtime and recovery. Compared to the matured self-hosted options in this matrix, OpenShift's single-node architecture lacks the stability required for serious workloads. Coolify and Dockploy offer native support for Docker Swarm, allowing for horizontal scaling that OpenShip currently lacks. Organizations requiring absolute stability typically rely on Doku, a structurally sound, command-line-driven alternative. For revenue-generating workloads, Openship is currently an experimental prototype for testing MCP integrations, not a replacement for established tools. Openship illustrates the industry's desire for conversational, agent-driven infrastructure, but it also highlights the gap between a prompt and a production-ready server. Achieving true sovereignty requires the architectural depth to survive server failures, a test this prototype is not yet ready to pass.